Hello there, Diana Harrell here. Just wanted to jump on and talk a little bit about Facebook posting today. If this is the first time that you have seen my videos, I'm Diana Harrell. I coach network marketing business owners to bring their business online. And one of the strategies that most people use is social media. And of those, Facebook seems to be the main key one that everybody seems to use. So there are certain strategies to posting on Facebook. And so today I wanted to talk to you about 5 of those that you may or may not know about. And so if I start to look down, I do have some notes and I don't want to miss anything for you. So that's the reason for my looking down and putting my glasses on and off today so that I can see it. The older you get, the worse it is, let me tell you. Okay, so rule number 1 or strategy number 1. The first thing that you have to do is to actually gain some engagement. And due to Facebook algorithms, the more engagement that you have, the more people get to see your post. So things that you have to do in order to get that engagement are things that are intriguing to people and bring value to their life. So that's rule number 1, is that you've got to gain more engagement. And by doing so, you know, I'll have definitely more things in this Facebook Live as well as in further training to give you a little bit more detail about that. That's rule number 1, engagement. Number 2 is, how often do you post? It used to be that posting 4 to 6 times a day, if not more than that, is what Facebook wanted to see so that you were active in all of that. Well, that's no longer the case. What they're looking for now more is quality more than quantity. So I would suggest only posting 2 to 3 times per day. And the things that Facebook wants to see, of course, is gaining higher engagement, which means that you have to have the content that they're looking for. So that's number 2. Engagement number 1. Number 2 is how often to post, which I would suggest only 2 to 3 times per day because of the new Facebook algorithms. Then number 3 is content. Content is king anymore. It used to be, just like I said before, that as long as you were posting several times, that people were seeing your post, and that's not the case anymore. So since, you know, the algorithm has changed, what our job now is to do is to impress Facebook to show that we have higher quality posts now instead of the number of posts that we are doing. So some of the things that involved in that is that with better content, it's the content that focuses on what they want to see in their news feed. And so it has nothing to do, you know, with your company's products or services or what your company's mission is or your business opportunity. It's about the quality of what you are posting and what you can think of it as, just to give it as an example, is consider your Facebook page as like a TV channel. So, you know, if it is something interesting to you, you're not going to skim over that. And so you've got to come up with content that people are wanting to see. So what I would suggest to you is to go look at your Facebook page and look at the last 10 posts that you have posted. Is that something that, you know, is engaging people, and is that content that you would want to see? So if so, then great. But if not, you need to change your strategy just a little bit and start putting in content that you would like to see. You have to remember that instead of it being all about you, you know, it has to be all about who is looking at your stuff. And so, you know, if you are engaging, if you have something that you think is interesting, then it's going to be interesting to other people. And so, you know, it doesn't need to be about your products, your services, your business opportunity, but other things. People want to be engaged in your life. So, you know, you have to come up with some things that would engage people and add value to their life. Okay, so number 1, engagement. Number 2, how often you post. Number 3, content, which is the king anymore. Okay, number 4 is, in order to gain content on your page, you have to do 3 things. You have to educate, entertain, and empower. So getting back to that example of actually being a TV channel, like a TV channel. First thing you need to do is educate. You need to teach people, about something, whether it be your product, or whether it be, just like I am doing, a strategy or something that will help them gain more business, or bring more quality to their life. Okay, so education is one. Yes, education is one. Entertaining is another. People like to see what you're doing. People are curious about your life. And so you have to, engage them in a way that is entertaining. By posting a little bit about your family, about what you've done throughout the day, and then, bring that into, your 2 or 3 posts per day. The other thing is empowering. People should be able to go onto your page and look to see that you are a positive person and that you are bringing value to their life. And by doing that, you can have, like an inspirational quote, inspirational videos, something like that on your page that is uplifting to people. And you never know. I mean, you think, by posting, 2 or 3 positive quotes, throughout the day, or something like that might be boring to people, but you never know when someone looks at that and thinks, I really needed to hear that today. And so, something that will empower people is one of the 3 things that you need to put in the content of your post. So, engagement, how often to post, 2 to 3 times a day, and the content is king. And of that content, it needs to be something that will educate, that will entertain, and that will also empower people. Okay, so when you start doing that and you're posting 2 or 3 times a day and doing all of those education and entertaining and empowering people by the content and value that you're bringing to people on your page, then you will get into the curiosity marketing. So, one of the main things that I tell people that's hard for people to understand whenever they are starting out online is to not say a whole lot about your business. People should be intrigued about what you do. Give them little tidbits of things, but never say, who your network marketing company is, and it should never be on your page. And then that brings that curiosity marketing into play. That brings intrigue into the picture. People become intrigued with what you're doing and how you live. And that's what brings people to you then. There will be a time and there will be a place that you can talk about your products and your services and all of that. And that's usually through a messaging rather than what is on your page. So the key, the key to being successful on social media is doing those 3 things with your content on your page: education, entertaining, and empowering. So just to reiterate, 5 Facebook posting strategies are engagement. That's major in the Facebook algorithm anymore. How often you post should not be the 4 to 6 times a day like it used to be. It needs to be the 2 to 3 times a day. And then content is king. And in order to get that content, think of those 3 different things: education, entertainment, and empowering, by bringing value to people's lives. Okay, and then what will happen with that is people will be curious, and that curiosity marketing comes into play then. Hopefully you've got a little bit of value out of what I'm talking about today. If this is something that resonates with you or that you can understand, then put a number 1 below, and I'll converse with you a little bit further about all 5 of these things that I talked about today and how you can implement those into your online business. Once again, Diana Harrell here, trying to empower you today, trying to educate you and entertain you maybe just a little bit by what I'm doing today. So that's my Facebook Live. If you have any further questions, feel free to private message me and we can talk about this further. Thank you very much, and that's it for today. Signing off, Diana Harrell. See ya.